so in this video I am going to highlight the photo sets. We have the photos, mini photos, and photo mats, and I'm going to show you the difference between them. Now of course I was playing with them just a little bit previous to this, so you can see them already laid out there, but the great thing about the photos is that you can use them to visualize your complete layout, because just like your paper, we recommend that you design first before you cut into anything, right? Well, the same thing with your pictures. Oftentimes we'll start, in previous years, in the past, this has happened to me anyhow, I would start cutting into my picture and not really know why I'm doing it, or, you know, with a purpose. And so by allowing me to design first, then I can go back and trim down my pictures and know what the purpose is and where I'm going to utilize that. So I just simply play around with the different sizes. You would mix and match as far as sizes go. You would tuck them in however you want. I'm gonna have to kind of try a different design here. That one's really cute. I'm gonna have to play with that. So you can do something like that. Again, you can kind of layer up around your photos. Maybe bring a focal point there. And bring that down. Again, I'm just gonna play for a moment. So just give me a minute here. You can even add more photos up here above the border. You could do a straight row, like a strip of them, you know, alternating sizes. So maybe we do 2 3x4s and 1 4x6, so something like that. Or if you want it to not be so straight, that's also fun too, just kind of mixing that in. Be cute too. Kind of add that back here. Okay, that's kind of fun. And then of course, just to kind of throw this to show you again the plane here. Now what I love about it is, as well, is when the style really complements as many pictures as you want, and the photos simplify it. So you can just lay them out in various different ways. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna put the 3A, the 3B back. So I'm gonna do this sideways here. What if I did strips down, even on the 4x6? So again, you're kind of wanting to play to create so that when you go to trim your pictures down, you can decide at that point, which ones do you keep 4x6s, which ones do you trim down? So having an idea of what pictures you're gonna scrapbook definitely plays into this as well. And then we could even do, okay, now I'm just having too much fun. Now I'm just having too much fun. So that's the photo sets. And the mini photos work very similar in fashion. They're just mini size. So in that set you get 3x3s, 3.5s, and 2x2s. This allows you to really fit in a vast majority more pictures. So if I was needing maybe more and my pictures call that I could actually trim them down, like it allows me to trim them down, I might choose to do smaller sizes, right? So instead of the 2 photos that I was trying to work with here, I could do maybe 3, and then over here, maybe I'll play around with, again, smaller sizes in that as well. Maybe something like that. Okay, so again, just play to create, and you will be surprised what you come up with. I even think that could be cute, where you kind of bring it back around and maybe cover that a little there. Keep it nice and clean, but otherwise you could, we could even flip this whole thing like this and say we're going to do something like that, right? So your photos would be squared. They would be whatever direction you want. And then you would add some more photos in the spaces provided. So lots of different ways to use those. And I also love it because they work great for cropping down a picture. And so that's really easy to do. So basically I would take my photo and then place my template right over it, and I can see through it. I know if I'm okay with cropping the rest of that off. Sometimes you could even turn it into 2 pictures as well. So for example, I would say, well, maybe I want a picture here and a picture there. I don't do that often, but I wanted to point it out because it is fun. Even down to smaller sizes. So say you wanted to try a 3x3, you know, instead of doing the guessing game, a little off the top, a little off the bottom, a little off the top of the bottom, and before you know it, you cut somebody's little bit of their head off, right? This way you can just kind of adjust and then be like, yep, I like that. And then all I simply do is make a mark, and then I know where to use my paper trimmer to cut it down. So really, really easy to do that as well. Okay, so the last set I'm going to show you is the Photomats. Now the Photomats, they mat your pictures. So the ones that we offer are half size bigger. So for example, 3.5 by 4.5 would go with your 3 by 4, and they give them that perfect mat around your pictures. Now I personally love them because, again, I'll use them in my designing. So you can get a lot of really fun, creative ways. So maybe I would even do a bigger one. See how that's almost 1 inch on each side? And say I wanted to mat this one a little bit bigger. I could do that. And then I could also, of course, not mat these ones. So you can choose which ones you mat, which ones you don't. I just had a thought, what if I did a 3.5 with the 4, with the 4.5, and did like a triple mat? And this would become like a really good focal point. So whatever picture you put here, it would really stand out, and your pictures would shine in that sense. So I don't mat all of my pictures all the time. I definitely use a variety of matting and not matting. So like kind of like you see here, where I'm matting some and not matting some other ones. The other fun thing about the mats, here I'm gonna have to kind of pull this apart. I'm gonna have to go create that layout tonight. Is that it allows you to do some double matting. So having fun with that. And maybe you would want a couple little designs coming down, and we can throw the tiny in just so that we can see those layered there together. And then maybe we want layered there. Kind of showing you how easy that is to build it back up. And again, I kind of always cluster mine. I don't let them float. That's just personally something I do. And so you're gonna have to play around with that, what matches your style. And that's what's great, is that you play to create your own way. You're designing it. Don't compare, just have fun, and that's all that matters. And you'll be surprised what designs you come up with and how you're inspired.